I know at first this video is going to seem like a rant, but it's all about you. Just hang with me here. Earlier in the year, Pall Mall 67, the most famous wine bar, wine club in the world, is located in London. Also, they just opened a branch in Singapore, a place where I used to live, but it didn't exist when I lived there. They launched a Wine Communicators competition with different categories: long form, short form writing, audio, long form, and short form video. Over the last 9 years, I've submitted quite a few pieces to these competitions, especially when I used to write more often. I've won some of these competitions, I've lost some of these competitions, I've even judged some of these writing competitions. The wine world is pretty small, but you generally know all the writers, all the different people that are submitting. Some of the competitions are a little bit funny, like I won a couple that were determined by public vote. There were 4 or 5 finalists, and then the winner was determined by public vote, which I think is a little silly, although I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get clicks on their website. With all those reservations, I decided to enter because I thought, hey, Pall Mall 67 is a big name. It'd be great if this channel was recognized. A few months ago, I received an email that I was longlisted, so I made it past the first cut. And then a few days ago, I woke up to an email about the shortlist, the top 5 finalists. I didn't make it in any either short form or long form content. People that were shortlisted in the long form content, I either know them personally or know of them and their work. At first, I was a little self-righteous, upset, and even maybe hurt a little bit. And here are the reasons why. One of my problems personally, in terms of my personality, who I am, is I am an image-based person, something I've tried to work on my entire life. To keep pride, ego in check, but on the flip side, ego, pride helps you in certain ways. Back in 2021, when I decided I was going to focus on this channel full-time, I wasn't going to write anymore. That was the first point in my wine career where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to identify as a wine writer anymore professionally. I'm going to identify as a YouTuber. Felt like that was the first step in me kind of exiting that world, because I remember when I started out, I was doing lots of things and all I really wanted was to be accepted in that space. I thought I had let go of those desires completely, but obviously not when I woke up and saw that email. And I'll share a few irrational things, a few emotions, thoughts that were going through my head. I know they're going to sound silly, but just stick with me for a second. One reason that I was a little bit offended is this channel right now, over the last year, if you go by total views per month, is the most watched, most viewed English-speaking wine YouTube channel in the world. How do I know that? I use a site called Social Blade. You can type in channels and you can see everything. The subscribers gained monthly, the total views monthly. I use it to track other wine channels and other channels that I follow just to see how they grow. It's all part of the back-end stuff that goes into this channel. Monthly, I do get a lot of views for shorts. I post more shorts than other wine YouTube channels. I had one that took off from a viral perspective. If you take those shorts views away, my channel is still one of the most viewed English-speaking wine YouTube channels. Another reason I was hurt personally, and this is irrational, I have to admit, all the people that are shortlisted in the long-form video category, a couple of them do video professionally, but all of them either have crews or other people helping them out. Me, I've learned how to do all this by myself, everything. The shooting, the lighting, the cinematography, the audio editing, the reaching out to get samples. I'm a one-man show. I do this full-time. It can be ridiculously frustrating at times, although incredibly rewarding. One person who I have a deep respect for, and I know personally, is Konstantin Baum, because when he started, he did everything himself. He's interested in cameras, cinematography. At first, he was doing everything. I know now he's hired an editor. He, in fact, was a judge for this competition, the video portion. So that voice in my head said, hey, look at these shortlists. This is video personality, not total video content creator, which I think I am. Okay, I want to congratulate people that were on the shortlist. In fact, 2 of them that were on the long-form video shortlist are going to be guests on this podcast in the coming months. After a little bit of clarity, I took it this way. Number 1, you never know what happens in these types of competitions. I know that I've judged some personally. I knew every single person that I was judging their pieces. Number 2, I just take it as a sign as I just got to get better. I just got to make this channel the best possible wine YouTube channel I can make it. And number 3, when I started this YouTube journey, a lot of creators, they think about me, 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 me. It's all about, but really, it's not YouTube, it's ThemTube. It's all about the audience. It's all about you. When I started to do video full time, that's been a gradual journey. At first, you get so seduced by wanting to prove yourself in the industry. I see a lot of young Instagrammers, young writers fall in this trap, and I don't judge them because I was there before. You're trying to make connections with different wineries, different producers, different associations, so you're invited to more and more tastings. In 2021, when I started to shift fully this channel, I started to think, okay, the viewer is the most important, so that's what I've been working on. One of my early YouTube idols was Casey Neistat, who basically redefined the genre of vlogging. He was actually a trained filmmaker, had his own series on HBO before he started on YouTube, and he really broke through and his channel exploded when he decided he was going to make mini movies every single day. Every vlog was going to be a mini movie. He used specific cinematography, storytelling, sometimes production. It didn't always look like a Hollywood film because he was doing everything himself. When I listened to a lot of podcasts, a lot of his interviews, he struggled early on because he really wanted to be known as a filmmaker, but finally settled into his, hey, I'm a filmmaker. I just make films in a different way. I make them on YouTube. I think this was the final straw in saying, you know what, it is totally about you. I want to know what kind of content you've enjoyed on the channel, what you like to see more of. I've tried to do a number of different things in the last month, including launching a live hangout tasting that I do every single month for channel members. Number 2, a live podcast where I have different guests. Channel members can also come on screen, ask questions like a live radio show. In fact, the other day I did one with Bob Polinsky, Master of Wine. I try to do a lot of blind tastings because that's what you enjoy, although it's difficult sometimes to organize the logistics of that. So I want to know your thoughts on the type of content that you like to see on YouTube in terms of wine. Drop it in the comments below.